Starting now. Okay, so we're ready to go here. Almost play ball time. Dodgers will have Mookie Betts leading off today, followed by Freddie Freeman, Andy Pages, and if anybody gets on, Kyle Tucker. That's right, Shohei Ohtani's taking the day off today. The Dodgers are 28-6 when the best in Major League Baseball when they score first. So let's see how this game shakes out today as we're just about ready to start. Ryan Nelson will be the opposing pitcher. March 27th at Dodger Stadium, he went 4 and 2/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, 4 runs, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. And today he's climbing up there against the Dodgers here in Chase Field in Arizona. So we're just about ready to start. Let me get the 3D game day up. And here it comes. And just conveniently in time for Mookie Betts to step in. There we go. So Mookie waits. The first pitch on the way is taken for called strike 1 on the inside corner. Mookie swinging in from the right-hand side of the plate, hitting 189 with 6 home runs this year. The pitch on the way is low for ball 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Mookie Betts. Just the start of things here. No Shohei Ohtani today. Betts waiting in from the right-hand side of the plate. The pitch on the way is taken for called strike 2. One and two. The pitch is a ground ball hit sharply down to Perdomo. He's going to catch it, and that'll do it for Mookie Betts. And now that'll bring up Freddie Freeman coming in from the left-hand side of the plate. Hello, Ann. Thank you for joining in on this beautiful day for baseball here. The chat room is open. Meanwhile, the pitch is low for ball 1 to Freddie. Freddie Freeman's been on a bit of a tear here at Chase Field. First in the batting average at .376, second in on-base percentage, second in slugging, and third in OPS. And there's a curveball in the dirt for ball 2. So 2 balls. No strikes to Freddie Freeman, just the start of things here. Freddie Freeman comes in hitting .276. We're in the first inning. Mookie making the initial out, grounding out, lining out to the shortstop Perdomo. Here's the pitch, and swung on and fouled back and out of play. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Freddie Freeman. Freddie waiting in. And the 2-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled away. Coming over to third baseman Arenado. He runs out of real estate, crashing up against the first row in foul territory near the camera well. So the count will now be 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count to Freeman. Nobody on, 1 out, just the start of things in Chase Field here. The pitch swung on, a line shot down to the first baseman. Vargas, he'll do it himself, carried over to the bag for out number 2. So Freeman is gone. And that'll bring up Andy Pages. Pages coming up. That's right. Let's go Dodgers. The chat is open. First pitch on the way is for ball one. Pitch on the way to Pajes inside. Fastball for ball two. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Just the start of things here in Arizona. Nelson looks in, gets the sign from the catcher Moreno. The pitch is lined foul and out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike to Pajes. Pajes waiting in. 2-1. Pitch is fouled back and out of play. A sinker. So now the count is 2-2. Two and two, the count to Pajes. The pitch swung on and missed, and down goes Pajes and the Dodgers. A letter-high fastball got him. And the score, after a half an inning in Arizona, the Dodgers nothing, and the Diamondbacks coming up. So Justin Ward-Bluski will be coming out to face the Diamondbacks. The first 3 hitters he'll be facing will be Martel, Carroll, and Moreno. And if anybody gets on Nolan Arenado. Looking at the Dodgers defensively, they'll have They'll have Ward in left field, Pajes in center, and Tucker in right. Looking at him from first base, will be Freeman. Second base, Freeland. Betts at shortstop, and Max Muncy at third base. Behind the plate, Dalton Rushing and Ward-Bluski on the mound. The DH for today's game is Will Smith. So that's how the Dodgers line up defensively behind Ward-Bluski. After today's game, the 4th and final game here at Chase Field, the Dodgers will head on home to take on the Angels over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Dodger Stadium. And then the Dodgers have 1 day off before they got a day off, a travel day, and then they head over to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates for 3 games. And for next weekend, they'll be taking on the White Sox Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, so we're about ready to get back into play here. Second baseman Ketel Marte hops in. Pitch on the way. First ball hitting. There's a high fly ball waiting out there. Is Pajes in center. He's got it for out number 1. So 1 out. First ball swinging. Justin Ward-Bluski this season in National League. 7 wins, an ERA of 2.87, with that ranks him 13th in National League. He's tied for second with 7 wins. Pitch on the way is taken outside for ball 1 to Carroll. Carroll, the right fielder, Corbin Carroll, hitting .284 in the year. The pitch on the way is taken for called strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Corbin Carroll. Ward-Bluski looks down, gets the sign from Rushing behind the plate. The wind-up, the pitch, swung on and fouled back. There's another foul ball. Fastball. So the count is now 1-2. Ward-Bluski His last outing against the Phillies, pitched 7 innings. There's a ground ball right in through to center field as through a hustling Freeland. Couldn't get it. He's going to go to second. The throw is going to go over the head. And to second, sliding, is Carroll with a double. So that was definitely a hustling double all the way by Carroll. Caught a little bit of a relax in the outfield of Pages the way he threw the ball in, and Carroll was racing around those bases. He had his mind made up from the start. By the time Pages threw it in, he overthrew Betts at second base. And he's in there with a sliding with a double. Marino now waiting in. The pitch is taken curveball for ball 1. Gabriel Marino, in 38 games this year, is hitting .260 with 3 home runs and 19 ribbies. Away from second is Carroll. Rubalewski checks him. The pitch is fouled back. So 1 out, 1 on by a hustling Corbin Carroll to get to second base, legging that in to second to a double. The pitch. It's lined out to right field, caught by Tucker. He's going to quickly throw it in to keep Carroll at second. And there's now 2 outs. So 2 outs in the first inning, and Arenado coming to the plate. Nolan Arenado hitting .263, 8 home runs and 30 ribbies on the year. Rubalewski looks down, gets the sign from Rushing behind the plate, checks the runner Carroll at second. The pitch is high for ball 1, a fastball missing. The pitch on the way is a high fly ball hit into right field, waiting for its Tucker. He's got it, and that'll do it for the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the first. So they waste a leg double by Carroll, and they're done. The score after 1 complete inning in Chase Field in Arizona, the Diamondbacks 0, the Dodgers 0. We move in to the second inning. So for the Dodgers in the second inning, they'll have Tucker, Smith, and Muncy coming up. And if anybody gets on, Ward will be hitting in the 4th slot. Dodgers went out in order in the top of the first inning. Once again, no Shohei Ohtani today. He's getting a much well-deserved day off. And he'll be back and ready tomorrow night against the Angels at Dodger Stadium. So the Dodgers, after dropping the first game to the Diamondbacks on Monday night, rebounded nicely the next 2 nights on Tuesday and Wednesday to win, and tonight trying to close out this series with 3 wins over the Diamondbacks in a row. Once again, thank you for tuning in to this broadcast. If you're enjoying it, please give it a thumbs up. Any support along the way is very much appreciated. And if you like, also, I'll be here all year long bringing you Dodger baseball. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. So now that we got the business out of the way for the Dodgers, as we're waiting on Nelson to take the mound and face Kyle Tucker. So last night, Tucker was 3 for 5 with hitting a 2-run home run. Looked like he was possibly turning the corner and snapping out of that season-long slump. The first pitch is fastball, swung and a miss for strike 1. Just the start of the second inning. This season in 59 games, Tucker's hitting .243 with 5 home runs. Pitch on the way is low for ball 1. So there's been much talk about Tucker not really delivering what the Dodgers have paid for him thus far in the season. But last night, let's see if he started to turn the corner. There's a pitch fouled back and out of play. 90-mile-an-hour cutter. Nelson's thrown 17 pitches so far in this game. The count is now 1-2 to Tucker. The pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back, a fastball. Count remains 1-2 strikes to Tucker. No outs, top of the second inning, no score. Waiting on deck for the Dodgers. Will Smith, the pitch. There's a ground ball hit sharply down to third baseman Nolan Arenado. The throw over to first to get him. So there's one out. And that brings up designated hitter Will Smith. Will Smith filling the role of Shohei Ohtani, who's getting a much-deserved day off today, so he'll be the DH. And behind the plate is Dalton Rushing for the Dodgers. So Smith waiting in, checking in from the right-hand side of the plate. The pitch is taken for called strike one, a fastball. Smith hitting .250, 6 home runs in 50 games with 23 ribbies. Waiting in. Nelson in the 0-1 pitch is outside, a cutter missing. So 1-1 strike to Smith. The pitch on the way is low, slider missing for ball 2. Pitch on the way is taken for a called strike 2, a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Once again, thank you folks for tuning in. Feel free to chat. The chat room is open. It is all yours to chat Dodger baseball. Pitch on the way is outside, fastball for a 3-2 count now. 1 out, second inning, no score. Top of the second inning. Nelson with that bright red baseball glove looking in. The pitch is outside for ball 4. So would the Dodgers have their first base runner on when Will Smith getting a walk. And that now brings up third baseman Max Muncy. Muncy, on the year, 56 games he's played. He's hitting .251, 14 home runs, and 22 ribbies. So Will Smith away from first. Muncy waiting in. The pitch. Curveball low for ball 1. 1 out. We're in the second inning. The pitch to Muncy. There's a sharp ground ball hit down to Vargas at first. He tags the base, throws over to second to Perdomo, and they tag out. So a double play, and down go the Dodgers. That double play will be recorded as 3-6, and that's it. So the score after 1.5 innings, Dodgers 0, Diamondbacks 0. For the Diamondbacks, now in the bottom of the second inning, they'll be bringing up their center fielder, Waldsmith, followed by Vargas playing first base and Perdomo playing shortstop. So those will be their first 3 hitters. And if anybody gets on, Fernandez will be coming up. No score, bottom of the second we move into. So a slow starting game so far with each team going out in order. Although Carroll did get that lead leg double in their bottom of the first inning. After today's game, the Dodgers go home to take on the Angels for 3 games at Dodger Stadium on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then they have an unusual Monday off. It'll be a travel day when they go to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Friday, they move on to Chicago to take on the White Sox Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's a quick look at the Dodgers' schedule over the next week. 7, 8, 9 days in advance, as the Dodgers have a 2-game winning streak going, beating the Diamondbacks the last 2 games. So Wroblewski now on the mound, ready to go. The windup, the pitch is fastball for strike 1. Strike 1 to Waldsmith. The 0-1 pitch on the way is taken for called strike 2. Wroblewski is bringing it. Gets the sign. The 0-2 pitch is low. Slider missing for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wroblewski, to Waldschmidt. The pitch swung on and missed, and down he goes. Got him on a slider. So that'll be Wroblewski's first strikeout of the game. And up comes Vargas, the first baseman. The windup, the pitch is called strike 1 to Vargas, fastball. Vargas in 54 games, hitting .286, 7 home runs and 37 ribbies. Wroblewski looking in, waving off the pitch to Dalton Rushing. Now he's got one he likes. The 0-1 pitch is low, slider for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vargas waiting in. The 1-1 pitch. There's a little ground ball hit sharply to Muncy. He's hustling over the run and the throw. Got him to Freeman. So 2 outs. Nice, cleanly picked up on a chopper that fell right into his glove as he moved along nicely the throw from Muncy to Freeman to get him. So there's 2 outs. 2 outs for the Diamondbacks. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. No score. Wroblewski is in total command. The pitch on the way is high for ball 1. Fastball just missing. Geraldo Perdomo in 58 games hitting .225. The pitch, ground ball foul along the third baseline. He's got 3 home runs and 21 ribbies. And the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike to Perdomo. Wroblewski gets the sign from Rushing. The windup, the 1-1 pitch is taken for called strike 2. Fastball. So Wroblewski is cruising right now. He's only thrown 21 pitches so far. The pitch on the way. There's a ground ball hit sharply down to Freeman. He's going to do it himself, run to the bag and beat him, and that'll do it. So Wroblewski's out of the inning. After throwing only 22 pitches, an average of 11 an inning, he is cruising along. No score after 2 complete innings. And with that, I'm going to take a short break and be right back. Okay, so we are back and better than ever and ready to go. For the Dodgers, it'll be Ward will be coming up, followed by Rushing, and then Freeland. So the bottom of the order, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Dodgers will be coming up. Facing Nelson. Let's take a quick look at Wroblewski's line. So he has 1 strikeout, no walks. Has allowed only 1 hit. For Nelson, in his 2 innings of work, what does he have? His line so far is 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and no hits allowed. So we're just about ready to get back here at the top of the 3rd inning. We go. Fast-moving game so far. Okay, so the bottom of the order now coming up. Ward's taking a first pitch, swinging. Ground ball hit sharply to Martell. Throws it on over to the out to Vargas at first base. So a 4-3 put out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Ward, you got to take a couple of pitches. Make Nelson work a little bit. Nelson's already thrown 28 pitches so far. Rushing, waiting in. Pitch on the way is low for ball 1. Fastball. Dalton Rushing in 32 games, hitting .264, 7 home runs and 17 ribbies. He's cooled off from the start of the year. He came out like a bat out of hell, hitting well. Pitch on the way is fouled back and out of play. A fastball. Drives the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. So while Dalton is not an everyday player, he's making the best of the opportunity he's been given. Pitch on the way is way inside. They're going to appeal to third base, and they're going to say strike. So they're saying that Rushing 1 around, so now the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3rd inning, 1 out. Top of the 3rd. No score in the game. Rushing waiting in. Nelson gets the sign. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back and out of play. Fastball. Once again, if you're enjoying the broadcast, please give me a thumbs up if you think it's worthy of one. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please feel free. I'll be here all year long giving you Dodger baseball. The 1-2 pitch from Nelson to Rushing is taken for called strike 3, and down goes Rushing. So now there's 2 outs for the Dodgers, and that brings up Freeland. So Alex Freeland comes in, hitting 9th in the order. On deck, if Freeland should get on, it'd be Mookie Betts. But right now, it's all about Freeland, waiting in against Nelson. The pitch. Swung on, first ball swinging, and a high fly ball waiting for it is Troy in left field. He's got it, and down go the Dodgers. So the score after 2.5 innings in Arizona, the Dodgers 0, the Diamondbacks 0. We move in to the bottom of the 3rd inning. So for the Diamondbacks, in the bottom of the 3rd, they're going to have Fernandez, Troy, the 8th and 9th hitter, and then they go back to the top of the order to Martell. The Dodgers have gone out in order, although they did have one on that was doubled up. So they did have one on a walk. But other than that, Nelson has been pitching very well. He's thrown 33 pitches. Wroblewski has thrown 22 pitches in his 2 innings of work. So both pitchers averaging 11 pitches an inning, which is a good sign that they could be around a while. Keep that pitch count down, and you can stick around the game longer. Dodgers on a 2-game winning streak, winning on Tuesday and Wednesday night after dropping the opening game of the series to the Diamondbacks. After today's game, the Dodgers head back to Los Angeles for a very brief homestand. 3 games against the Angels on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Monday's a day off, and then they head on to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates on a 3-game Pittsburgh homestand. And then they move on over to Chicago for a 3-game homestand in Chicago to take on the White Sox. So that'll be interesting. The pitch on the way by Wroblewski was tried to bunt it in and fouled. So trying to bunt his way aboard was Fernandez there, trying to catch Muncy sleeping at third base. The ball went foul. So 0-1 the count. Fernandez hitting .255 with 3 home runs and 15 ribbies. Wroblewski seems to be distracted. Something going on that he's pointing at. Waiting. There seems to be some kind of a holdup. No score, bottom of the 3rd inning. Fernandez waiting in. The pitch, way outside. A slider missing for 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch swung on and fouled back. A fastball. So 1 ball, 1 and 2 strikes now. Wroblewski's looked very good so far out of the gate. The windup, the pitch, swung on and missed, and down goes Fernandez. So yet another strikeout for Wroblewski. That'll be his 2nd strikeout of the game. So now, with 1 out, bottom of the 3rd, up comes Troy, the left fielder. Troy in the opening game in this series hit a home run and got things started for the Diamondbacks. The pitch on the way is taken for called strike 1. Tommy Troy, this season in 10 games, hitting .286, 1 home run, 1 ribby. That coming against the Dodgers on Monday night. The next pitch is a 90-mile-an-hour slider for ball 1. Troy waiting in from the right-hand side of the plate. The pitch from the lefty, Wroblewski. There's a shot line to center field. Pages will pick it up and throw it on in, and Troy is aboard with a single. And to the top of the order we go to Martell. Third inning, 1 out, 1 on. Marte swinging in, flew out in his first time up. Marte waiting in from the right-hand side of the plate. The pitch is low, changeup for ball 1. One on, 1 out. The pitch is taken low for ball 2. Fastball missing. Marte hitting .258 on the year. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Wroblewski checks the runner at first. The ground, oh, it's a foul ball, and that took a chunk out of Martell as he swung on it. Yes, it didn't. It was protected by that guard. Let's see where that ball, oh, it actually hit the catcher rushing on his chin guard. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Third inning, 1 on, 1 out. The pitch swung on and missed. Slider, 2-2 the count to Marte. Two balls, 2 strikes to Marte. Bottom of the third inning, no score in Arizona. The windup, the pitch. Whoa, got him looking with a fastball, and down goes Marte. Strikeout number 3 recorded. So Wroblewski has struck out 3. We're in the third inning. 2 outs, 1 on. The pitch is taken for called strike 1, a slider. Corbin Carroll doubled, a leg double, hitting that ball into center field, and he never stopped running until he slid into second base safely in the first inning. There's a ground ball hit sharply through into right field. Rounding second and going to third is Troy. So now there's the runners on the corners. Troy at third and Carroll at first. And 2 outs. So Carroll comes out of the box swinging. He's now got a double and a single. And the Diamondbacks have runners on the corners. But there's 2 outs. Up, coming now. Is the Gabriel Moreno, lined out in his first at-bat. Wroblewski checks the runner. The pitch. There's a ground ball hit sharply down to Betts at short. Throws on over to Freeman at first, and down go the Diamondbacks. The score after 3 complete innings in Arizona. Dodgers 0, Diamondbacks 0. I'll be right back after this very short break. Okay, back to live action. We move into the top of the 4th inning. Dodgers have yet to get a hit. So Nelson is working on a no-hitter. Let's see if I can jinx him by bringing it up. That's the old adage, don't bring up a no-hitter, because that'll ruin it. Let's test that theory right now. So the Dodgers will have the top of the order and Mookie Betts coming up. It'll be Betts followed by Freeman and Pages. First 3 hitters up, and if anybody gets on, Kyle Tucker. No score moving into the 4th inning. A fast-paced moving game so far with not a whole lot of offensive things going on. Although the Diamondbacks have had a couple of runners on, and Carroll has been twice on base. Other than that, the game's been moving quickly. Thank you for tuning in to this broadcast. Sincerely, truly enjoy any support you can give along the way. As Nelson's ready to hop back up on the mound, he has yet to allow a runner. Actually, he's yet to allow a hit. He did allow a walk earlier, so no perfect game, but a no-hitter nonetheless going on right now. Mookie Betts, his second appearance, lined out in his first at-bat. Check it in. The pitch is taken for called strike 1, a slider. Nelson looking in, gets the sign from Moreno, and the 0-1 pitch. There's a check swing down the first baseline foul, a cutter, and the count's now 0-2 No score. Top of the fourth inning. Nelson is pitching a no-hitter. The pitch swung on, and there's a high fly ball hit to center field. Waiting for it is Waldschmidt. He's got it for out number one. And Freddie Freeman to the plate. Freeman grounded out in his first at-bat. We're in the fourth, one out. Nelson has thrown 37 pitches, has yet to allow a hit. The windup, the pitch. There's a first ball swinging foul ball. Moving over is Arenado along the foul line. He's got it for out number two. So what better way to help a pitcher who hasn't allowed a hit go up there whacking away on the first pitch and make it easy on him? So Nelson has only thrown 3 pitches this inning. And Andy Pages coming up. Pages struck out in his first plate appearance in the first inning. Waiting in. We're in the fourth, no score. The windup, the pitch is outside. Fastball for ball one. Pages waits in the 0-1 pitch, swung on and fouled down the third base line for strike two. No score in the fourth inning. Nelson is pitching a no-hitter against the Dodgers. We're in the fourth. He's pitched 3 2/3 no-hit performance. There's a foul ball along the third base line again. So the count is now 1-2. Nelson stepping off the mound to gather himself now before hopping back on. One ball, 2 strikes to Pages. 2 outs, top of the fourth inning, no score. The windup, the pitch, way high. Ball 2, a fastball missing. So Pages is at least making Nelson work. The pitch, way inside. There's a ground ball hit sharply down to Arenado at third. Throws on over to first base and Vargas, and down go the Dodgers. So that'll do it for the Dodgers in the top of the fourth. No hit still for the Dodgers as the Diamondbacks now will come up in the bottom of the fourth inning. And for the Diamondbacks, they'll have Arenado, Waldschmidt, and Vargas. That'll be their first 3 hitters up. If anybody gets on, Perdomo. So after the Dodgers dropped the first game to the Diamondbacks, they've been on it, winning on Tuesday night and last night, trying to get a little momentum here before they go home and take on the Angels for 3 games. So Nelson, as I said, has yet to allow a hit. He has also struck out 2 and has walked 1. On the other side of the diamond, Wroblewski has struck out 3 and hasn't walked anybody. He also hasn't allowed any runs. So we're deadlocked in a 0-0 score. Both pitchers a pitching duel so far at a standstill. Once again, thank you for you tuning in to this broadcast. Sincerely appreciate any help you can give along the way. Thumbs up would be grateful. And also subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see me call future Dodger games for you. So we're just about ready to go back to live action in Chase Field here in Arizona, as Nolan Arenado will be coming in to face Wroblewski. The windup, the pitch. There's a shot fouled and out of play. Arenado at a flyout in his first at-bat. Waiting in for the right-hand side of the plate. The pitch is inside. Fastball for ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Arenado. Wroblewski throwing hard. The pitch fouled back, a slider. So the count is now 1-2. Wroblewski with 7 wins this far in the year. He's tied for the second most in the National League. The lefty waiting in, the windup, the pitch. There's a little ground tapper back to Wroblewski. He's going to pick it, shovel it over to Freeman for out number 1. So nicely fielded by Wroblewski. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Waldschmidt. Wroblewski looking down to Dalton Rushing, getting the sign. And the pitch is a curveball high for ball 1. Pitch on the way, swung on and lined foul and out of play. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ryan Waldschmidt. He struck out in his first at-bat to Wroblewski. The windup, the 1-1 pitch, fouled back and out of play. Count is now 1-2. So Wroblewski is 1 strike away from striking out Waldschmidt for the second time in the game. Let's see what he's going to do. The windup, the 1-2 pitch. There's a little nubber hit down to foul down the third base line. So Waldschmidt will come back and try it again. 1-2 the count. Wroblewski's thrown 45 pitches thus far in this game. A 1-2 pitch is low for ball 2. A changeup missing. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. No score. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch is swung on and missed, and down goes Waldschmidt for the second time. That records Wroblewski's 4th strikeout of the game, and 2 of them coming at the hands of Waldschmidt. So there's 2 outs now. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Still no score, and that'll bring up Vargas, the first baseman. First pitch on the way to Vargas is a fastball taken low for ball 1. Vargas grounded out in his initial plate appearance. He tries to bunt, he misses it. And it's now strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Wroblewski is dealing, but on the other side of the diamond, he's facing Nelson, who has yet to allow a hit. The windup, the 1-1 pitch. There's a swung and fouled back and out of play. So 1-2 the count. Vargas looking in. Wroblewski, the windup, the 1-2 pitch is outside. They'll for ball 2. Fastball. Wroblewski's now thrown 51 pitches. Here we go, the windup, the pitch. There's a ground ball hit sharply down to Muncy. He'll field it cleanly. Throw on over to Freeman, and that'll do it. So down go the Diamondbacks, and we've completed 4 innings in Chase Field. The score remains a 0-0 deadlock. I'll be right back after this very short break. Okay, so we're back for the top of the 5th inning. The Dodgers have yet to get a hit. And in this game against Nelson, it'll be Kyle Tucker, Will Smith, and Max Muncy coming up to the plate. So I'm going to have to try to will the Dodgers in to get something. They got to get their first hit before they can get a run. So I got my little bongos here. I'm going to be banging on, trying to get a rally. Let's go, Dodgers. Let's show some action. Let's go. Kyle Tucker. They've said he's been a disappointment so far. He had a big game yesterday, but today he's yet to do anything in his first plate appearance. Let's see if he can get something started here for the Dodgers. It's been a bit of a slow, sluggish game on both sides, or a pitching duel on both sides. So either way you look at it, Dodgers with no hits. Diamondbacks have 3 hits and no runs. So now we're about ready. Tucker crawls in. The pitch on the way is a shot lined into center field for a base hit, and that is the first hit of the game allowed by Nelson, and Tucker's aboard. So, well, he made it through 4 innings, and the first pitch in the 5th winds up in center field for the base hit. So with 1 on, no outs, Will Smith comes to the plate. Let's go. This is the inning the Dodgers got to do it. Nelson has thrown 44 pitches, an average of 11 pitches an inning. He's doing very well with his pitch count. Will Smith waiting in, walked the last time up. The pitch is taken for called strike 1. So this is unusual for the Dodgers to be this late into a game with no runs. There's a pitch swung on and fouled away by Smith. Waiting on deck, Max Muncy. So the count is now 0-2 to Will. Nelson looks over to first, checks Tucker. The pitch. There's a ground ball hit foul along the third baseline. 0-2 the count to Will Smith. He's the DH today in place of Ohtani, taking a much-deserved day off. The pitch on the way is a ground foul back. Oh, 2 the count remains. Tucker away from first base. The pitch is high. Fastball for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're in the 5th inning. No score. Tucker at first. The pitch. There's a ground ball hit sharply down to the shortstop. Perdomo throws over to second base. Martell at first base. A double play. Just like that, the Dodgers have 2 outs on them in the 5th inning. So a nicely turned double play from Perdomo to Marte to Vargas. A 5-4-3 double play. And the Dodgers' little short chance to get something going is on hold for now. Up comes Max Muncy. The pitch. Swung on and missed. A fastball. Muncy grounded into a double play in his last at-bat. Waiting in. The windup. The pitch is low slider for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Nope, not yet. Is high, ball 2. Fastball missing. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch. There's a ground ball hit sharply down to Vargas at first. He gloves it nicely. He's going to run. Oh, he's going to collide with Muncy at first. And what happened there? Oh, a collision. Down goes Muncy in pain, rolling on the ground. And Vargas is down rolling. A total collision, something you would see in the NFL. And both men have yet to get up. It looked like Muncy beat Vargas to first base. I've yet to see a replay on that, but they were both motionless on the ground, and the Dodgers in the dugouts with hands on their heads in stony silence watching Muncy roll around. And Vargas has also on his side. That was a violent collision. Oh my, they still haven't showed a replay. I believe Muncy did beat him to the bag. It looks as though there may have a cut on Muncy's forehead, and Vargas is covering his face in pain. The first baseman for the Diamondbacks. Looks like Muncy also has a bloody nose as they're both laying out on the field. This is an unusual sight in baseball to see. This does not happen very often. A head-on collision by both of them. By both the runner and the first baseman trying to beat out that ball. Max Muncy, a big guy, motoring down the line. And Martell is yet to get up. Let's see what... give you an idea. Here we go. Here's the replay now. As Muncy comes in. Martell tried to tag. Oh, yeah. Muncy, boom, ahead on. So Muncy's head collided with the side of the face of Martell, and Martell went flying. The glasses off of Vargas, check that Muncy came off on a violent collision. Muncy kind of threw his arms up in the air too, like a football player. It looked like a linebacker the way Muncy hit him. A violent collision. So yeah, Muncy was definitely safe, but both were knocked out temporarily. Muncy, 5'10", 215-pounder. Let's see what Vargas is. 5'11", 202-pounder. So that is violent collision right there. A 215-pounder meeting a 200-pounder. So that's 400 pounds. Boom, over 400 pounds of man colliding. And Muncy looks like he's going to walk off and probably have a pinch runner come on for him. He may be done. As far as Vargas, that's yet to be determined. This is a long, long break. Here it is again. Wow, what a shot. Oh, yeah. Vargas never made it to first base. That will definitely make SportsCenter if you missed it. You'll definitely see that when you Major League Baseball. Who says baseball's not a contact sport? That was violent. I know they took some. Vargas now looks like he's going to walk off and come out of this game. So maybe we'll have a new first baseman and a third baseman. Let's see who they're going to have run. It's still up in the air on that. If Muncy has left the game or he's just taking a break to gather himself in the dugout. Everything is up in the air, yet to be determined. Meanwhile, Nelson, who's thrown 54 pitches, is he going to stiffen up now in this long break? There's another thing to wonder about. Looks like Espino will now come in, so he'll run for Muncy and take over at third base. And a nice nose cut along the bridge. That's from the glasses that he wears, so that's why he's got the cut right there when he collided with him wearing glasses. Max Muncy has that bridge right there. Right there, you could see it where it hit him. That's where he's bleeding at. So, a violent collision, no score, fifth inning, 2 outs, and a long, long break as Max Muncy was involved in a violent collision with first baseman Vargas trying to get over to first base. Muncy won the foot race, but both men are out of the game with injuries. Meanwhile, the first pitch on the way to Ward is taken for called strike 1. We're in the 5th inning, 2 outs, 1 on, and an 0-1 count to Ward. The pitch swung on and fouled back, a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. So the count is 0-2 to Ward. The pitch on the way is taken inside, a slider, 91-mile-an-hour slider for ball 1. So 1-2. Ward waiting in from the left-hand side of the plate. The 2-1 pitch is way inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, no score in the 5th inning. Nelson has been pitching a masterful game. He's only allowed 2 hits so far. On the other side, Warbliski's only allowed 3 hits. The pitch on the way is a ground foul along the first baseline. So that cutter So now Espino will go back to first base, running for Muncy, who was involved in a violent collision with Vargas at first base. We had quite a break in action while that was happening, and now we're back to live action. 2-2 the count to Ward. 2 outs, 5th inning, no scores, a ground ball hit sharply. It's going to all the way, poorly played in the outfield by Carroll. It's going to roll to the wall. Espino's going to jog on home to score the first run of the game on the double by Ward. And what Carroll was thinking, I don't know. It might have lost it in the So there's some bongo drums for the run right there. He may have lost it in the lights, but he just threw his glove out as to catch it, and it went way over his head. It wasn't even close, and it rolled all the way to the wall, and by the time it was picked up by the center fielder Waldschmidt, Espino had cruised around the bases for the Dodgers' initial run of the game. So 1-0 Dodgers lead, and this is what I always tell you. It goes back to hustle play. There's a pitch on the way to rushing for foul ball for strike 1. Muncy hustling down the line, beating out that Vargas at first, and then look what happens. Ward gets on and hits a double, and everything happens. It all starts with hustle. So, with Nelson at second and the long break in the action, the Dodgers now have 1 run. There's still 2 outs in the 5th inning. Ward at second base. Nelson's now thrown 62 pitches. He's allowed 3 hits and 1 run. The pitch on the way, swung on and missed by Rushing, a cutter. So the count is now 1-2. Dodgers won. We're in the 5th inning. So action is happening. The crowd is starting to come alive now. Nelson, at the start of this inning, was in full command, not allowing a hit. Suddenly, he finds himself trying to get out of the 5th inning and not allowing any more runs. There's a pitch way inside, fastball, for 2 balls and 2 strikes. So, as this game was just cruising along, nonchalant, now we get some action here. There's a high fly ball hit by rushing into center field. Walsh-Smith coming in a hurry. It's going to fall. It'll drop, and rounding third and scoring is Ward. And just like that, the Dodgers now have 2 runs when you least expected it. So as the old saying goes, baseball, a game of inches. And the bongo drums are beaten in for the 2nd run of the game. Dalton rushing hit that high fly ball. Walsh-Smith was playing him really deep. By the time he could run in, it fell in between Walsh-Smith and Troy. Troy picked it up, and Nelson is now beside himself wondering what the hell's going on. As I said, he was cruising along with 2 outs in the 5th inning, about to get out of the inning. Hit a little ground ball by Muncy to first baseman Vargas. Muncy beats Vargas out to first base. Collision happens. Change of runner, and then next thing you know, there's a 2 runs on the board for the Dodgers. So Freeland now coming to the plate. So all hell breaks loose right after that collision when you least expect it. Ward really playing that nicely, scoring with that double. Okay, here we go. Back to live action. Freeland, here's a high fly ball hit into center field. Walsh-Smith will go back. He'll make the catch just before the warning track, but not before the Dodgers score 2 runs on 3 hits. The score on 4 hits, check that. The score after 4.5. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. On an action-packed top of the 5th inning. I'll be right back after this very short break. Okay, so back to waiting now for the bottom of the 5th inning. Dodgers scoring, getting off the deck with 4 hits, 2 runs in an action-packed top of the 5th inning. They were pretty much dead in that inning until that violent collision at first base with Max Muncy and Vargas. Both went out with injuries. Vargas out, Muncy out, being replaced by Espinal. Espinal took over at first base to run for him. Ward comes up, hits a line shot to right field that goes over the right fielder Carroll's head all the way to the wall. Espinal scores. Ward winds up at second base, and then he's knocked in, scoring on a bloop hit by rushing, and the Dodgers get their 2 runs. So a whole lot of action happening in that top of the 5th inning. Meanwhile, back to the bottom of the 5th. Wroblewski's first pitch is taken outside for ball 1. Perdomo now coming up to the plate, grounded out his first time at bat. The pitch is taken, called strike 2. Strike 1, check that. So 1-1 the count. to Perdomo. Now the energy level has totally flipped. Dodgers now seem a lot more energetic and live. Next pitch is a fastball for strike two. Wroblewski is struck out 4. Pitch on the way is fouled back and out of play, a slider. Count remains 1-2. Wroblewski pitching very well, has not allowed a walk, has only allowed 1 hit. The windup, the pitch is low and all the way to the backstop for a changeup missing for 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thank you for tuning in, Tim. Enjoy the support along the way. Pitch on the way is taken a line shot down into right field by Perdomo, so he's aboard with a single, and Wroblewski has given up his second hit of the game. So the leadoff hitter is aboard for Perdomo and the Diamondbacks, and now that'll bring up Fernandez coming up. Fernandez, first ball swinging. There's a high fly ball hit sharply out to the left fielder Ward. He'll catch it, throw it on in. So out number 1 for the Diamondbacks. Wroblewski has thrown 60 pitches so far. We're in the 5th inning. 1 out. Bottom of the 5th, Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0, and Troy coming to the plate. Tommy Troy, 1 for 1 with a single, hitting .310 on the year. Waiting in for the right-hand side of the plate. The pitch. Slider for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. There's swung on and fouled back. A slider, so it's now an 0-2 count. 1 out, 1 on. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. Wroblewski takes a long look in, gets the sign from Rushing. The windup. There's a high fly ball out to right fielder Tucker along the foul line and foul territory. He'll catch it for out number 2. So 2 outs now. So 2 gone in the 5th. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. Wroblewski has been in total command of this game. Has thrown 63 pitches. And now we go to the top of the lineup with Marte. The pitch on the way is taken low, changeup for ball 1. Kite Marte has flown out and struck out. Wroblewski winds up the pitch. Fouled back. 1-1 the count. Wroblewski, 65 pitches in this game. And he's only allowed 4 hits. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and a line shot right to the second baseman Freeland, and that'll do it for the Diamondbacks in the 5th inning. The score after 5 complete innings, the Dodgers 2, the Diamondbacks 0. So the Dodgers have definitely now started to make their mark. I think right now we're going to start to see a different Dodger team because they're going to bring up the top of the order in Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Andy Pages. Energy level, I believe, will start to flip now. Dodgers will really start to go after it. After the bottom of the order really got the Dodgers started on that last inning of work. It cannot be said enough. Hustle is very important, and you saw it right there with Max Muncy hustling to leg out that single to beat Vargas. If he doesn't do it, if he jogs, takes his time, the inning's over, and we're still deadlocked in a 0-0 game. But because he hustled, knocked out Vargas, got himself knocked out in the process, but the next hitter up in Ward hit that line shot double over the right fielder's head, and the Dodgers got themselves a run and then another run after that. So that's where we're at. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0 as we move in to the top of the 6th inning. Fast-moving game, but it's been an action-packed game. Well, if you take that 5th inning, before that, kind of slow-moving, each team moving back and forth. So one inning can totally flip the action and the energy level in a game. And we'll see what Nelson's going to come up with now. Can he rebound from that inning? Pitch on the way is to Mookie Betts. Is taken for a ball. So 1 ball. Pitch is a high fly ball hit by Betts out to center fielder Waldschmidt. He's there. He's got it for out number 1 in the 6th inning. So that'll bring up Freddie Freeman. Freeman in his previous 2 at-bats grounded out and popped out, hitting .273 on the year with 9 home runs. One of the toughest hitters to get out here in Chase Field. He's got to come up with something right now. Let's see what he's going to do. Pitch on the way is taken outside for ball 1 on the fastball. Nelson's thrown 69 pitches. Waiting for his 70th pitch is Freeman. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. What happened? What you gonna do? We're having a freeze up in action. And there's a high fly ball hit to Waldschmidt in center, and he'll be out number 2. So 2 outs for the Dodgers in the top of the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Pages. Pages waiting in. First ball swinging. A high fly ball hit out to center fielder Waldschmidt. He's there. He's got it. So the Dodgers make it very easy for Nelson in that top of the 6th inning. First ball swinging and down they go. So that'll do it. After the top of the after 5.5 innings, the score Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. And the Diamondbacks will have Carroll coming up. He's been their best hitter in this game so far. He's hit a double and a single, and he's coming up now to face Wroblewski for the 3rd time in this game. It'll be the 3 hitters coming up, Carroll, Marino, and Arenado. And if anybody gets on, the center fielder Waldschmidt. Tomorrow, the Dodgers will be facing, after this game, they fly home to take on the Angels for 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Dodger Stadium. That start will be at 7:10 start time. And then after the 3-game homestand with the Angels, the Dodgers will have Monday off for a travel day and then head on over to Pittsburgh and take on the Pirates Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then Friday, a week from Friday, they'll go to Chicago to take on the White Sox for a 3-game homestand. So the Dodgers will be very busy after this game. And back home, facing the Angels. Last time the Dodgers faced the Angels, it was in Anaheim. The Dodgers had their way with them, beating them very badly in that 3-game homestand. Let's see if the Angels can try to return the favor. If I'm a betting man, I wouldn't be betting on it. But right now, for the Dodgers, they got to get out of this game with a victory here. Carroll coming up to the plate. Wroblewski has been masterful in this game. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed by Carroll. So 5 scoreless innings so far by Wroblewski. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed again by Carroll. So Wroblewski has 4 strikeouts, has only allowed 4 hits, no runs, and he's got Carroll on the ropes. The pitch, a fastball just missing for ball 1. Lefty on lefty action. Wroblewski, the windup, the pitch, swung on and a high fly ball hit to right field, waiting for it is Turner. He's got it. Check that. Tucker. So Tucker makes the catch out in the right field. Wroblewski's now thrown 70 pitches. Bottom of the 6th inning we are. Bottom of the 6th, Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. Moreno to the plate. The pitch is taken for called strike 1, a sinker. So Wroblewski is feeling it. Waiting. Pitch. Again, strike 2, a slider. Wroblewski trying to get his 5th strikeout here. 0-2 the count. Waiting in. Now he's going to step off the mound. Take a little break. 0-2 the count. 1 out, 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. Moreno to the plate. The pitch on the way is just a little outside. A fastball missing. One and 2 the count to Moreno. The pitch is in the dirt. Sinker missing badly. And it's now a 2-2 count. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. All the action happening in the top of the 5th inning. And boy, was that action. All starting with a violent collision at first base with Muncy and Vargas. The pitch on the way is a foul ball, a slider. Both players were taken out of the game, injured. And then after that, Dodgers, with 2 outs, had a little rally going and scored their 2 runs. And that's where we're at right now. 2-0 Dodgers leading. There's a shot hit to Tucker and right for out number 2. So Tucker's made 2 outs in this inning, and there's now brings up Nolan Arenado coming to the plate. Dodgers 2, Arizona 0. That top of the 1st inning, while it did take a while to get both of those players up and off from laying down after that violent collision, the Dodgers then had Ward deliver with a double, scoring Espino, who was pinch hitting for Muncy for 1 run. There's a pitch on the way, is fouled out of play. And then a bloop single followed that by rushing, and the Dodgers scored. Ward scored, so that's where we're at, 2-0. Pitch on the way is a line shot into left field for a base hit. Let's see if he's going to try to leg this into 2, and he will not. He'll stay at first base. Picked up there and thrown in quickly by Ward. So 2 outs in the 6th inning and 1 on. And that'll bring up Waldschmidt. Waldschmidt coming up. Waldschmidt waiting in. The pitch is taken for called strike 1, a curveball. Wroblewski's now thrown 80 pitches in this game. Ryan Waldschmidt has struck out 2 times. Wroblewski has 4 strikeouts. The pitch, there's a line shot into left field. It's going to roll to the wall, and Arenado is going to keep trucking along the bases, cruising to third. Let's see if he's going to try it. The throw to the plate, and he stops at third base. Why he didn't keep going, I don't know, but the Dodgers are fortunate of that. At second base goes Vargas. Let's see what, Waldsmith. Let's see what the deal was. Why didn't Arenado score? He should have definitely scored on that. The ball rolled all the way to the wall, quickly played and nicely played by Pai as he barehanded and threw to Betts. Betts fired it, and it was cut off by Freeman, but Arenado thought otherwise. He would have been gunned out, definitely. So Arenado does not have the wheels that I thought he did. To make it around from first to home like Espinal did for the Dodgers. So the runners on the corners, and check that on first and at second and third, and Hurt will now start throwing in the bullpen for the Dodgers. Pitch on the way is a slider. And looks like we're going to have our challenge. It's ball 1. Guess not. Yeah, they are challenging. Dodgers challenge, and it is a strike. So that was overturned. So instead of it being 1-0, it's now 0-1 the count. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. Dodgers 2. Diamondbacks 0, but they're threatening. And yet another challenge. They ruled that was... Let's see. Rushing did tap on his head, and they're going to challenge, and that's going to be a strike. So the umpire called 2 balls, and it turns out to be 2 strikes. So 0-2 the count. 1 strike away. Smith now filling in for Vargas on that violent collision at first. There's a ground ball hit sharply down to the second baseman, Freeland. He throws over to Freeman, and the Dodgers are out of the inning. And just like that, the Diamondbacks rally is dead. The score after 6 complete innings in Chase Field, Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. I'll be right back after this very short, quick timeout. So the Dodgers, now as we move into the top of the 7th inning, they've really only done, the only action the Dodgers have really had have been in that 5th inning. That was with 2 outs. And we keep going back to that violent collision because that totally flipped this game. Let's see if Nelson is still in the game. I know the Diamondbacks had some action in the bullpen, and what are they doing? Yep, Nelson looks like he's still out there. Hurt was warming up for the Dodgers, and for the Dodgers it'll be Tucker, Smith, and Espinal coming up, the first 3 hitters of this inning. Let's see if the Dodgers can make Nelson work a little bit more than just first ball, first pitch swinging. Work the count. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. This is the 4th game of a 4-game homestand for the Diamondbacks. Dodgers losing the first game and winning the next 2, trying to get out of here with a 3-1 series lead. So Wroblewski is fired up, getting out of that jam. First pitch is makes Tucker back away from getting hit by that pitch, and it's a ball one. We're in the 7th inning. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. Nelson's thrown 73 pitches. There's a line shot to the second baseman, Perdomo, and he catches it in the air right behind second base, just at the brim of the outfield for out number 1. Brings up Will Smith, the DH today. Ohtani taking the day off, taking it all in from the dugout. Waiting in, the pitch on the way is taken for strike 1, a fastball. Will Smith walked. 0-1 walking in these other plate appearance. Waiting in from the right-hand side of the plate. The pitch is low and away for ball 1. So 1-1 the count. Once again, top of the 7th inning, Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. 1 out. Nelson has only thrown 75 pitches. The pitch swung on and fouled away. A fastball. So never let it be said, number 1, that baseball's not a contact sport, and number 2, that hustling's not important. As we saw in that 5th inning, the pitch on the way is outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count to Smith. Pitch. There's a ground shot down to Arenado at third. He'll glove it, throw it across to Smith at first for out number 2 for the Dodgers. And now that'll bring up Espinal. Espinal pinch ran for Muncy after that violent collision. He scored the first run, coming in on that Ward double. Santiago Espinal this season in 29 games. There's a pitch fouled away, fastball out of play. Espinal hitting a light .209 in his brief plate appearances this season. Waiting in. The pitch on the way is strike, a fastball. So the count is now 0-2. 0-2, 7th inning, 2 outs for the Dodgers, but they lead 2-0 against the Diamondbacks. Nelson delivers. There's a ground ball hit sharply down into left field for a base hit, picked up cleanly there by Troy and thrown in. And the Dodgers now have a runner on with 2 outs. Very reminiscent of that 5th inning. Dodgers had a runner on with 2 outs, and that runner was Espinal, who had pinch ran for Muncy. And then Ryan Ward stepped up. Ryan Ward now to the plate. 1 for 2 with an RBI and a double. Also scored a run. Pitch on the way is high, a fastball for ball 1. Great inside, Tombin. Max did win that collision. A linebacker meets a wide receiver. Nice observation. Pitch on the way to Ward is inside for ball 1. Two balls. Pitch on the way is a swung and a miss. So 2 balls and 1 strike, a fastball. Espinal away from first base. Two balls, 1 strike. The pitch swung on and fouled back. Hurt continues to warm up for the Dodgers. Kyle Hurt in the bullpen may very well be taken over for Wroblewski in the 8th inning, or bottom of the 7th. Pitch on the way is way high for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Nelson's now thrown 86 pitches. Pitch on the way is fouled back and out of play, a fastball. 3-2 the count. Two outs, seventh inning, one on. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. The 3-2 pitch, way high for ball 4. Nelson is now starting to feel it. 88 pitches Nelson's thrown, and the Dodgers now have 2 on. And now comes up Dalton Rushing. Rushing hit that bloop single in the 5th inning that helped the Dodgers score their second run, and now the pitching coach is coming out to the mound. Let's see if he's bringing a hook with him. 88 pitches he's thrown. 7th inning, 2 outs. So a little break in the action. Looks like the Diamondbacks just starting to get Garcia throwing in the bullpen. They're going to kill a little time here, give them a little few more warm-up pitches before they possibly come out with a hook or a change of pitchers. Let's see what they do. So now Call will come in and pinch run for Ward at first base. So Rushing to the plate. Call pinch running for Ward. And Espinal's at second base. 2 on, 2 outs, 7th inning. And Dalton Rushing to the plate. Nelson has thrown 89 pitches. Fastball is fouled back and out of play. 0-1 the count to Dalton Rushing. It's been this bottom of the order that has been the spark plug for the Dodgers in this game. You never know where you're going to get your spark from or your energy from in baseball. Here's a pitch on the way. It's high, cutter for ball 1. And with that, that was Nelson's 90th pitch. The pitch fouled back and out of play. So Rushing's hanging in there tough, making Nelson work. 1-2 the count. 2 outs, 7th inning. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. So, well, also what's up in the air is Ward-Belewski done for the day. We don't know yet. Although Kyle Hurt has been warming up in the Dodger bullpen for a while. The pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back and out of play. Moreno is the god of the death. Says Rick in the chat. Let's see. 92 pitches, very high, ball 3. Check that, ball 2 on the 93rd pitch by Nelson. So Nelson looks like he's starting to tire and run out of gas here. There's 2 on still, 2 outs. We're in the 7th inning. Nelson had a no-hitter going into the 5th inning at one time. The pitch on the way swung on and missed, and down goes Rushing and the Dodgers. And that will do it for the top of the 7th inning, and doesn't look like Ward-Belewski's coming out at all. So coming into the game. So that'll be it for him. In will come Kyle Hurt. We'll be back after this very short timeout with the Dodgers leading 2-0. Be right back. Okay, so now we go into the bottom of the seventh inning here. Looks like the Dodgers will indeed have a Kyle Hurt will be coming in to face the Diamondbacks. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. So you can close the books on Hurt. Through 6 innings, he gave up 4 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts, no walks. So he pitched really well in this game. That's what else can you ask for? A guy doesn't allow any runs. He did his job. He allowed 6 hits, but more importantly, no runs. So the call to the bullpen brings up Kyle Hurt. Perdomo coming in, takes ball 1. Kyle Hurt, 19 games, has struck out 22, 7 walks, and 18.2 innings pitched. The windup, the pitch on the way is taken for a called strike. If they challenge that, they're going to challenge that, and they're going to win that challenge. And let's see. Indeed, that is a ball. So 2 balls and no strikes. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. Perdomo leading off here in the bottom of the 7th for the Diamondbacks. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on and line shot. Caught by Freeland. Oh, why? Freeland making a nice catch, rolling over to his left, sticking out the glove, and down goes Perdomo for out number 1. 1 out in the 7th inning. And that'll bring up Fernandez. Fernandez waiting in from the right-hand side of the plate. The pitch right down the middle for a slider and a strike 1. Pitch on the way. There's a line shot down and through into base hit into center field. Picked up by Pages, and Fernandez is aboard. Troy now comes up. So the Diamondbacks bringing the tying run to the plate. The pitch on the way by Hurt is swung on and missed for strike 1, a slider. Tommy Troy, 1 for 2 with a single in this game. Waiting in. Hurt to the windup. The pitch is low, a slider for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hurt winds up. The 1-1 pitch is in the dirt. They're going to look over to first. Did he go around? They're going to say no. So it'll be 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 on, bottom of the 7th inning. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. All of the action coming in the top of the 5th inning with that violent collision with Vargas at first base and Muncy running down the line. Swung on and missed a changeup, 88-mile-an-hour changeup. And the count is now 2-2. Hurt trying to keep the Diamondbacks in check and keep that 2-run lead as he winds up, and the pitch is what? They're going to check if he went around. It's 2-2 count. He may very well have gone around. And the challenge, Dodgers challenge, it is a strikeout, and down goes Troy for out number 2. So 2 outs now. And now to the top of the order we go. with Marte. Marte comes in. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. A changeup. We're in the 7th inning. 2 outs, 1 on for the Diamondbacks. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. Top of the order, Marte swinging in from the left-hand side of the plate, facing the hard-throwing Hurt. The pitch swung on and ground foul. 0-2. Sent flow stats state for 200 joules. Right on, Rick. Thanks for chiming in the chat. 0-2, pitch is low, changeup, and hustling on over to second base is Fernandez. So now the Diamondbacks got a runner at second. One and two, the count to Marte. Fernandez now a little lead at second base. Hurt checks him. The pitch on the way is in the dirt. Changeup missing badly, and the count is now 2-2. Marte 0 for 3 tonight. Fernandez away from second. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. We're in the 7th. Hurt trying to go after Marte right now. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and down he goes. So the Dodgers are out of the 7th inning. The score, Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0, as we move into the top of the 8th inning. Hurt really made Marte look bad on that. Marte just like he was swinging for air there, as that'll do it for the Diamondbacks. And now the Dodgers. Definitely going to need some insurance runs here. They're going to make these 2 runs stand up and carry them through. That's going to be a tough call. Anyways, leading off for the Dodgers will be Freeland, the 9th hitter. And then we go to the top of the order in Betts and Freeman. Dodgers leading 2-0 on that 5th inning, action-packed 5th inning. And other than that, both teams have been just exchanged, kind of like 2 big heavyweight fighters exchanging body blows and hits. But that one knockout shot the Dodgers got in that 5th inning, literally knocking out both players, Muncy and Vargas, the violent collision that happened at first base, has totally flipped this game. With 2 outs in the 5th inning, Muncy hits a little ground ball down the line to the first baseman, Vargas. He fields it. He tries to beat out Muncy to first. Muncy hustling down the line, trucks him, totally wiped him out. As one chat room guy said, it was like a linebacker meeting a wide receiver. Both laid motionless on the ground for a while. After the dust had settled, Espinal pinch ran for Muncy at first. Vargas was out, replaced by Smith. And then Ward hits a double over the head of the right fielder, Carroll. Espinal scores all the way from first. Ward's at second. And then Ward comes home on a Dalton Rushing bloop single. And that's how we are. 2-0 right there. That's pretty much a whole summary of this game in a nutshell. Other than that, it's been back and forth with the pitching duel. Nelson pitching quite well along with Wroblewski. Now Rojas is pinch hitting, and the pinch on the way swung on and missed. Garcia to the mound, a new pitcher. He's pitched in 14 games, 12 innings, 11 strikeouts, and 2 walks. And Rojas to the plate. 0-1. The pitcher's a line shot to the left fielder, Troy, for the out. So 1 out. Rojas was pinch hitting for Freeland, and he'll stay in the game at second base, no doubt. And that'll bring up Mookie Betts. So Dodgers trying to look for a little bit of pop there and bringing in Rojas. Mookie Betts, 0 for 3. Twice has lined out and flied out. Now facing Garcia. The pitch is high for sinker for ball 1. We're in the 8th inning. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. Betts swinging in from the right-hand side of the plate. The pitch swung on and a high fly ball hit to center field. Back goes Waltzman to the warning track and makes the catch at the track for out number 2. So 2 outs for the Dodgers in the 8th, and that'll bring up Freddie Freeman. Warming up, hard throwing in the Dodger bullpen is Klein, the bearded one. So Freeman, 0 for 3, lined out in the 6th inning, a man who has all kinds of impressive stats in this field, Chase Field, has not gotten a hit yet. Let's see what he's going to do now. Some would say he's due. Laughing all the way is Rick with 250 joules. The pitch on the way to Freeman is outside for ball 1, a sweeper. Garcia. The 1-0 pitch to Freeman is off the hands, fouled back for strike 1. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. We're in the 8th inning. 1-1 the count to Freeman. Garcia gets the sign from Moreno. The wind-up, the pitch. Swung on. There's a little dribbler down to the first baseman. Deep in the hole. Smith throws over to his first baseman, Garcia, to beat out Smith, and that'll do it for the Dodgers in the 8th inning. The score after 7.5 innings. The Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 0. I'll be right back after this very short, quick break. Okay, so back and better than ever for the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 8th inning we go. Carroll, Moreno, and Arenado. Thank you for tuning in, Rick, giving any support along the way. Appreciate you participating in the chat. Anybody out there, if you're enjoying this broadcast, please give me a thumbs up. Appreciate it. If you'd like to see more of my play-by-play action for future Dodger games, subscribe to the channel. So for the Dodgers, after this game, if they can hold on to this lead, they'll have a 3-game winning streak. They'll head on home to take on the Angels tomorrow night at 7:10 at Dodger Stadium. So Will Klein now coming in. Has pitched in 20 games, 25 innings. The pitch on the way to Carroll is ball 1. Carroll has had himself quite a game. Scored Carroll hits a high fly ball to deep right field, away out and gone. And just like that, the Dodgers' lead is cut in half. And Carroll has been a nemesis to the Dodgers in this game, and he finally gets them. Rounding third, base, does a little jump shot, a salute to Arenado. That ball went 383 feet into the right field stands, and one pitch by Klein, and boom, out of here. And just like that, the Dodgers' lead has been cut in half. No lead is safe, and Carroll has been the star of the game for the Diamondbacks. He has 1 run, 3 hits. Moreno to the plate. The pitch is sweeper is high for ball 1. So Klein giving up that shot to Carroll. The pitch on the way is high, ball 2, an 88-mile-an-hour sweeper. 2 balls, no strikes. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 1. The Diamondbacks aren't done yet. A windup. The pitch is taken for called strike 2. Strike 1, check that. Gabriel Moreno, 0 for 3, is lined out and grounded out. The windup. The pitch was in the dirt. Fastball for ball 3. So Klein trying to gather himself here. Warming up now in the Dodger bullpen is Vesia. And this pitch is way outside for ball 4. And just like that, Klein puts the Dodgers in a jam here. He's already given up a home run. Now he's given up a walk. He has yet to get out and out. And we're in the bottom of the 8th inning, and up comes Nolan Arenado. 1 for 3 with a single in today's game. Dodgers got to shoot 2 right here. They got to buckle down and snuff out the chances of these Diamondbacks coming back. So 1 on, no outs, 2-1 Dodgers lead. Klein out of the stretch. The pitch on the way to Arenado is inside for ball 1. Curveball. Klein trying to dig deep within himself to pull this game out. The pitch on the way swung on and a line shot down foul along the third base line. So 1-1's a count. Arenado wading in. 1-1 pitch on the way is way high for ball 2. A sweeper missing. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Waiting on deck is Waldschmidt, the center fielder. 2-1 the count to Arenado. 1 on. 2-1 Dodgers lead. We're in the 8th inning. No outs. The pitch. A called strike. A sweeper. 2-2's the count. The crowd has mostly been quiet this whole game with very little to cheer for outside of that Carroll home run. There's a pitch. They're going to look over to third. They're going to say no swing, and that'll make it a 3-2 count. Very close. And the Dodgers did not challenge. I think if they challenged that, they would have won. They checked over at third. They said no swing. So the count is now 3-2. Pitch on the way. Oh, that's got to be strike 3, and down he goes. So Klein gets the strikeout on a Nolan, got caught looking there, and there's 1 out. That was a big strikeout. Big strikeout right there by Klein. Dodgers 2, Diamondbacks 1. We're in the 8th inning. 1 out. 1 on. Klein digging in deep. Pitch on the way to Waldsmith is fouled back. Now it looks like Klein's starting to feel a little bit more confident after getting that strikeout. And now he's got Waldsmith 0-1. Waldschmidt, let's see what he's going to do right here. Roberts looking in, 1 foot on the fence of the dugout. Pitch on the way is in the dirt. Fastball for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thank you for those tuning in to this broadcast. If you're enjoying it, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see my future broadcasts of this season of the Dodgers, subscribe to the channel. Back to live action. 1-1 the count. We're in the 8th inning, 1 on. 2-1 Dodgers lead. The pitch to Waldsmith is a line shot to, it's going to bounce in front of the left fielder Call in there, and now there's 2 on. So Call was coming quickly, couldn't quite get there at just short hop, but he was able to stop it from going past him. And now we have 2 on with 1 out. And Dave Roberts coming out to the mound. Let's see if he's bringing a hook with him as Alex Vesia, and he does just that. Very quick hook. So Alex Vesia now will be coming in. So a very tough outing for Klein tonight. Only got 1 out, allowed a home run, 2 men on, and there's a brief break in the action. The Dodgers trying to hold on to a 2-1 lead as they're now in the middle of a pitching change. So all the action, those of you tuning in late may be wondering, the Dodgers getting their 2 runs on a violent collision at first base by a hustling Max Muncy running down the line, colliding with Vargas at first. Both men were knocked out cold, taken out of the game. Espinal's a pinch runner for Muncy at first with 2 outs in the 5th. Ward hits a double over the head of the right fielder Carroll. In scores Espinal. That's how they got their 1 run. Ward winds up at second base, and then rushing hits a bloop single into shallow center field, and hustling around to score was Ward, and that's it. That's the Dodgers' 2 runs. And then in this bottom of the 8th inning, a shot into right field, a home run by Carroll, and that's where we're at, 2-1 suddenly now. And all of that was at Klein giving that up in this bottom of the 8th inning. They take out Klein now. He's got 2 men on that are his responsibility. The Tyne runs at second base. And Alex Vesia is now coming in to substitute for him. So a whole lot of action happening in that top of the 5th inning, and now in this bottom of the 8th inning for the Dodgers, trying to hold off the Diamondbacks as they're surging. Meanwhile, Vesia, who's pitched 26 games, has pitched in 20 innings, 28 strikeouts, and 10 walks, coming in, the hard-throwing left-hander, asked to put out the fire of the surging Diamondbacks. So, Barbosa is now going to come up and pinch hit for Smith. So Smith substituted in for Vargas, and now Barbarossa will substitute in for Smith. So the Diamondbacks are digging deep into their bag now with 2 men on, trying to steal this game from the Dodgers after the Dodgers had it in command after that 5th inning and cruising on in. And now the Dodgers are on the ropes. Let's see if Alex Vesia can get them out of this jam here. 2 on, 1 out in the 8th inning. And Barbarossa to the plate. Look it in, and the pitch on the way. Slider missing for ball 1. Dodgers desperately needing a double play action right here. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Taken for called strike 1, a slider. So 1-1 the count. Vesia looks in, and the 1-1 pitch. Swung on a high fly ball, hit out to Pajes. He's got it all the way. He's got it for out number 2 and quickly throws it in, and the runners stay at their bases. Moreno at second base. And there's 2 outs. So that was a big out right there. That was indeed a big, big out. And now coming up is Perdomo, and the man that predicted Perdomo would hit a home run, let's see if he's still in the chat, is Rick. He predicted Perdomo hit a home run. Let's see if he can be a prophet, if he's still hanging around in the chat right now. Perdomo to the plate. 2-1 Dodgers lead in the bottom of the 8th. 2 on, 2 outs. Vesia's wind up. The pitch is called strike 1, change up. So 0-1. Vesia jumps out on Perdomo with a quick strike. Vesia looking in, getting the sign from Rushing behind the plate. The pitch, and there's a line shot into left field, into center field, base hit. Pajes picks it up, throw in the ball, and he will not. The score, Moreno will score and tie the game, and suddenly this game is tied. And Vesia is beside himself, giving up that single. Runners now remain on second and first. Perdomo is at first, and Waldschmidt is at second, as cruising in to score was Moreno. So a late comeback. Diamondbacks trying to steal this game from the Dodgers. We're now tied. Jose Fernandez to the plate. 2 outs in the 8th inning. Diamondbacks stole that game from the Dodgers on Monday. Tried their best to steal it last night, but just came a buck short, losing 6-5. And now they've tied this game up at 2 apiece. Pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled back by Fernandez. 0-1 the count. Suddenly this game was just cruising along with not a whole lot of action happening in it. The Diamondbacks 20 comeback wins this season, second in Major League Baseball. Trying to pull out number 21. There's a ground foul at the plate. So the count is now 0-2. Diamondbacks second in Major League Baseball with 20 comebacks, trying to make it 21 at the hands of Klein and Vesia, stealing this game if they do. Let's see what's going to happen here. Runners at second and first, 0-2 the count to Fernandez. Fernandez waiting in, 0-2 the count. 2 outs, 8th inning, 2-2 tie. The pitch on the way. It's low. Slider missing for ball 1. Vesia now gets a new ball, rubbing it up behind the mound. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looking into Rushing. And the 1-2 pitch is in the dirt. Changeup missing badly. Ball 2. So CJ needing Freeman to hit a home run. Freeman will not be up in the next inning. So if that's to happen, it'll have to go extra innings. Or the Dodgers can have a big rally. Here's a ground ball foul. So we do have action happening in the chat room. We got the Dodgers in a 2-2 tie. Vesia to the mound. 2-2 the count. 2-2 score. 8th inning, 2 outs, 2 on. The 2s are wild. There's a pitch low to the dirt. And now the changeup. It's a 3-2 count. Missing badly with that changeup. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Vesia getting yet another ball, rubbing it up behind the plate. Three and two the count. The windup, the pitch, swung on and a high fly ball. Betts is going to be under this one. He's there. He's got it. And the Dodgers are out of the eighth inning, but not until the Diamondbacks score 2 runs in that bottom of the eighth. Tie the score. We move into the ninth inning in a 2-2 tie. So the Diamondbacks, who have 2 runs on 10 hits. The Dodgers, on the other hand, have 2 runs on 5 hits. So the Dodgers have managed to get the maximum out of the minimum, half the number of hits, and the same number of runs, 2-2. Who's coming up for the Dodgers in the ninth inning? It'll be Pages leading off, followed by Tucker, and then Will Smith. Let's see if Roberts will put Shohei out there as a pinch hitter. Let's just see if he's tempted to do it or if he's going to give him a clean day off no matter what. I want to know. I want to see what Roberts is going to do. Robolewski had pitched a masterful game. It's a shame he will not get the win today. He was second most, with 7 wins coming into this game in Major League Baseball. 7 victories. He was stood to get his 8th win if they could have held on to it, but that is long gone in a 2-2 tie. And let's see who are the Diamondbacks going to send out Garcia? No, they're going to have a new pitcher for them. Sewald looks like he'll be the pitcher for the Diamondbacks coming in, facing Pages. Paul Sewald, in 25 games, has pitched 22 innings, 24 strikeouts, 6 walks. Pages waiting in. The pitch on the way is taken high, fastball for ball 1. Pages 0 for 3, hitting .287 on the year. Waiting in. The 1-0 pitch on the way is inside, way inside for ball 2, a fastball missing. So 2 balls, no strikes to Pages. The windup, the pitch on the way inside, missing badly for ball 3. So Pages is 1 ball away from being on base. As Sewald can't find the strike zone. His first 3 pitches in this inning. 3-0 pitch is taken for called strike 1. A fastball finally just hits that black part of the plate. So it's 3-1 the count. Pages waiting, waving the bat back and forth. The windup, the 3-1 pitch. There's a high fly ball hit out to shallow right field. Waiting under it is Perdomo for the out for Pages at short. So 1 out. And now comes Kyle Tucker to the plate. Tucker 1 for 3 with a single in today's game. Meanwhile, Shohei looks like he's putting the armor on to possibly pinch hit as he's getting ready in the dugout. Tucker waiting in. The pitch is taken for called strike 1, a sweeper. Oh, 1 pitch on the ways Outside, fastball missing for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Waiting on deck is Will Smith. Let's see if they pull Smith as a DH and put in Ohtani. What you gonna do, Roberts? The 1-1 pitch on the way to Tucker's fouled back and out of play. Meanwhile, Dodgers now have Scott warming up in the bullpen. Tanner Scott. It's a 1-2 count to Tucker. 1 out for the Dodgers in the 9th inning. We're tied at 2. Sewald looks into Moreno. The pitch on the ways. Ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Let's go, Tucker, right now. Got to make it happen. Get on base. Pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, and down he goes. A sweeper got him. And now Will Smith will come up. So Will Smith playing the role of DH today in place of Ohtani. Rushing is behind the plate. Smith is 0 for 2 and for the walk. Pitch on the way. The line shot down the right field line and in the corner. Is he going to go for a while? Smith is going to round first and cruise into second with a stand-up double, and the Dodgers aren't done yet. A double by Will Smith with 2 outs. How about that? Upcoming now. Let's see if they go for a pinch hitter now. Espinal is coming up. Doesn't look like they'll go for any pinch hitter yet. So now, Espinal will come to the plate, 1 for 1. He singled in his last plate appearance with a little base hit into left field. Pitch on the way is a swung on and missed, a fastball. So Sewald throwing a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, trying to make quick work of Espinal right now. 2 outs for the Dodgers. We're in the 9th inning on a double by Will Smith. It just happened right now. Smith standing at second. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. So Sewald looks like he's quit messing around. He's throwing some heat now. Trying to get out of this jam. Let's see if Espinal can make contact and line a shot into the corner. Pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. And down go the Dodgers. So that'll do it for the Dodgers in the 9th inning. And the bottom of the 9th we go for the D-backs. And it'll be their bottom of the order. Troy will be coming up. 9th hitter. And then followed by Marte and then Carroll. The guy who got everything started in the bottom of the 8th inning will be the 3rd hitter for the Diamondbacks as we move into the bottom of the 9th. 2-2 tie. All the action for the Dodgers happened in the top of the 5th. All the action for the Diamondbacks happened in the bottom of the 8th inning. And it looks like Tanner Scott will be coming in from the bullpen. He'll be the 4th pitcher for the Dodgers in this game. Wroblewski pitched really well. 7 innings. He went 7, or was that 6? Let me see how many. I think he went 7. Let me check Wroblewski's line. It's a shame he will not get the win or the even. Let's see. No, he went 6 innings. But he allowed 6 hits, but no walks, no runs, and 4 strikeouts. Check that. The Dodgers will have their 5th pitcher. They went from Wroblewski to Hurt to Klein to Vesia and now Scott. It all fell apart with Klein got in there in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Carroll hit a solo home run, and then the Diamondbacks were able to push through another run. Tanner Scott, meanwhile, coming in, 27 games, has pitched 25 innings, 29 strikeouts, and 3 walks. He's allowed 3 home runs. So the Diamondbacks, we've already said, are second most in the Major League Baseball with 20 come from behind victories. Tommy Troy coming in 1 for 3 with a single, facing the left-hander Tanner Scott. The pitch on the way, right down the middle for called strike one, a slider. 0-1 the count. Dodgers trying to shut down the Diamondbacks and push this into the 10th. Swung on and missed by Troy for 0-2. So we're in the bottom of the 9th inning. 0-2 the count to Troy. What you going to do, Tanner? The pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled right off the foot of Troy. He's now limping and hobbling. Even though he wears that shin guard on the lead foot. Let's see, it may have just missed the shin guard. Where did that go? Whoa, it hit him on the side of the shin. And he's feeling it. Let's see if that takes away a step of him running down the line if it's close play at first base. 0-2 the count to Troy. 2-2 tie. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. Scott pitches, and it's a fastball just missing. They're checking to see if it was a tip. It wasn't. And the count is now 1-2. Yeah. Dalton Rushing wanted that a tip off of the bat that he caught. He was looking for it, appealed, didn't get it. Pitch on the way is low, slider for ball 2. 2-2 the count to Troy. No outs. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. Waiting on deck, Marte, top of the order. The pitch on the way. Swung on, fouled back. Count remains 2-2, a slider. Dodgers were cruising along in this game, scoring the 2 runs in the 5th, and then the 8th inning happened, and that's when everything fell apart and tied it 2-2. There's a pitch on the way, and that's going to be strikeout. So Scott strikes out Troy looking on that fastball, just getting the black part of the plate, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. And now, up comes Marte for the Diamondbacks. Top of the order. Marte, 0 for 4. The pitch on the way by Scott. Swung on and a line shot. If it's fair, it's gone all the way out of here. Can you believe that? The Diamondbacks steal this game on a solo walk-off home run by Martell. And that'll do it. Dodgers lose a heartbreaker 3-2 after leading this game going into the 8th inning. 2 runs by the Diamondbacks in the 8th, 1 in the 9th, and that's it. That went 431 feet. A shot, and the Diamondbacks are celebrating at home plate like they won the World Series. The Diamondbacks win this game on a heartbreaking walk-off home run to end it. 3-2, and Tanner Scott takes the long, slow walk back to the dugout. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, please give this me a thumbs up. Appreciate any support along the way. Tanner Martell, when he hit that ball, did a big flip, looked over to the Diamondbacks dugout, and then trotted around the bases like he had just hit. Well, he did hit the game-winning home run. But that's it. And this game is over. The Diamondbacks win it 3-2, stealing their 21st come from behind victory from the Dodgers. It's their 21st, second in the major leagues. Final score once again from Chase Field in Arizona, the Diamondbacks 3 and the Dodgers 2. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great evening. Hope to see you tomorrow night against the Angels at Dodger Stadium.